What's up, everyone? Welcome to the show, guys. It is the real G. Got a few things I was going to talk about here today. We got some TV show news. We got Daredevil coming up here. We got some new photos from the Highlander movie with Henry Cavill. We got some Spider-Man news for after that huge trailer. Also, we got some other Marvel news too. So I'm going to talk about a few different things. So let's get to it. First thing I wanted to talk about today was this newest Moana trailer. Okay, um, man, look at Maui. Why Disney? Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this, Disney? Like there honestly was no reason to do a live action Moana movie. There wasn't. The movie was just released not even 10 years ago. And it was a great movie. That was a great Disney movie. Honestly, it was probably one of the last great. It's probably one of the last great Disney movies that we saw. Really great ones. So like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Besides The Rock looking like obviously wearing a wig, which we all know he's playing Mao. He's got the long hair, but like it looks bad. It looks bad. He looks like he's wearing a bodysuit. Let me go back here just a little bit in this trailer. Yeah, it looks like he's wearing a bodysuit. It's like obvious that he's wearing a bodysuit. Like those tattoos. I'm sorry. Those tattoos just don't look real. They just don't look real. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it, but these tattoos, they just don't look real. It just doesn't look good. They could have definitely found a Samoan actor to to play it. Hell, they could have got Jason Momoa. He has the long hair. He looks the part. Yeah, he might not have the voice. He might probably can't sing. I don't know if they're gonna have singing in it. I'm not sure. Um, but it just looks like a disaster waiting to happen. But I still think that it will make a lot of money. I think that it will probably be the highest grossing live action Disney film. Live action film from or adaptions or whatever you want to call them. Most of them have been real slop. Let's just be honest. I think there's been a few good ones. Jungle Book. I did like Beauty and the Beast. I thought they did a good job. But that one all has sentimental value with me and my daughter. So, but but for the most part, these live actions just haven't stuck the landing. And so I guess they thought this was going to work. The Rock's in it. It's going to sell maybe. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you like this? Do you like the trailer? Besides the Rock deal, I do think that the trailer itself they did okay. There's some okay adaptations. You could tell some of it looks fake with the pig and tickling the pig and then when she grabs the chicken. And I get it. Those are things in a cartoon, but however, you know, I just I think it's going to be a disaster. I think it's going to be a disaster. Probably still make money, but it probably won't be very highly rated. But let me hear what you guys think. I do want to hear what you guys thought of the trailer down below. Do you think it was a fitting trailer for Moana? Does it look like a good adaptation? Ha, let me know what you guys think. So, next thing that I wanted to dive into, man, is Highlander, man. We got some pretty cool photos from the set showing Henry Cavill, of course, in Highlander. Highlander was such an iconic movie. Came out in the 80s. And Christopher Lambert, people don't even remember Christopher Lambert. He also played Raiden in the original Mortal Kombat. But yeah, but Henry Cavill, man, he's looking the part here. Uh, Definitely, I'm curious how they're going to adapt this. Dave Batista is going to be playing the villain. But we got him with the long trench coat here. All right, all right. Plus they have him like walking through the city, like pretty interesting stuff. Excuse me. Pretty interesting stuff there. So we got a few different things here. Side little side shot here. He's got a cut on the face. Definitely war torn. You see the scars there. All right, all right. You know my man's got the long sword in the back. But this looks like this is gonna be good. I'm actually quite excited for this. It's actually going to be directed by Chad Stahelski, the guy who directed, of course, John Wick. I've enjoyed all the John Wick movies so far, even though I in the last one he fell down probably what like 17 flights of stairs, some shit like that. Besides that, I mean, I've really enjoyed the John Wick movies, so I'm excited. You know, we got Henry Cavill, Dave Bautista. I'm trying to think who else joined the cast. I believe we also got Russell Crowe is in the movie, possibly. Um, so it's gonna be pretty good. Desmond Hansu is gonna be in it. Yeah, Dave Batista, Russell Crowe. Yes, Russell Crowe will be in it. Um, so really looking like it's gonna be good. Really look it's gonna play the part, you know. But man, fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. So that was it for the Highlander, man. We just got a couple photos there. Ain't gonna spend too much time harping on it, you know. Definitely excited to see what a trailer's gonna be um, for it for sure. That will probably, I'm assuming, will probably be coming soon. But all right, got a few topics in the Marvel category that I'm gonna discuss here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to it, guys, man. So Marvel, we got a few different things going on with Marvel here. We got the huge trailer for Spider-Man that was just released, brand new day. I think that it hit the mark on in all categories from a Marvel standpoint, but you know, just your average MCU viewer, but you know, people who've grew up watching like the Spider-Man um, cartoons as well as individuals who you know grew up reading some of the comics as well. I mean, I think it really hit the mark in all those categories and satisfied all the fan bases for what's going to come with this movie. We're going to get multiple villains. We're getting some things that we've never seen done before in live action. So it's going to be really cool with the whole idea of the man spider. I'm quite excited myself for from what I saw. So well, apparently one of the things that was in the trailer we saw was is supposedly supposed to be Jean Grey, right? Supposed to be like a young Jean Grey, and I'm assuming this is how the Marvel introduces its mutants. Even though we do have what's her name, Miss Marvel, right? Who of course is a mutant, was MCU's first mutant. So it's quite interesting to see how they're going to implement the X Men. I'm quite curious to see how they do it. But however, apparently Sadie Sink, she's going to be playing Jean Grey. Well, apparently she will not be the only mutant to be shown. Based on this article here, this is from Comic Book Movie News. It says here, it says though she did briefly appear in the recent trailer, it says Marvel and Sony are clearly doing their best to preserve the identity of Sadie Sink's character for as long as possible. A smart move. Uh, you know, since the Stranger Things star mysteriously role arguably remains the next solo Spider-Man's biggest talking point. There are other possibilities, of course, be given the persistent rumors. Everything that has been disclosed about Sing's character, we could be surprised didn't turn out to be Jean Grey. Introducing a character so closely tied to the X-Men in the Spider-Man movie may seem like an odd move. 100% would seem like an odd move. So the fact that like that's even a case that we're talking about it, it's actually quite interesting. Like, how are they going to implement it? You know, like where the hell the X Men been this whole time? We had to get the Thunderbolts to save the damn New York City. Come on. And so, assuming Sync is playing Jean, the powerful telepath may not be the only member of the new X Men team introduced in Brand New Day. According to the Geeky Cast, more than one mutant will appear in the movie. Interesting. So, Jeff Snyder first reported that Harris Dickerson may be looked at playing Cyclops at the MCU reset, and within weeks, mentioned the Marvel is looking for Harrison type for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And it says, "Do I have a spell out? Do they have to spell it out for you?" So that's interesting, right? If they're looking to get a guy that they've been wanting to play Cyclops, for this upcoming X-Men reboot, redo, whatever the hell they're doing, or introduction into the MCU. They're looking for a Dickerson type, right? Which I'm a fan of Harrison Dickerson. I thought he's done a great job so far. He was in Iron Claw. He was also in The King's Man, the prequel to The Kingsman. And he was really great in that. And I remember watching that. I was like, yeah, you're gonna start seeing him in some stuff for sure. But it's not an interesting path that they're going down if that she is Jean Grey. Now I've also seen some stuff where they're saying that she might be this damn, I don't even know why I mentioned it. I can't even think of her name. It's apparently some dark woman, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. So it's interesting, because there's been a lot of lot of smoke around the idea that she will be playing Jean Grey. And Jean Grey plays like a huge part in X-Men. So the fact that she's tagging along as Jean Grey, I mean, she will have a role to freaking play in the future, 100%. But man, what do you guys think about the possibility of there being more mutants in this? One, we know Peter's a damn mutant. I'm excited to see that, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think down below. But next thing that I'm going to dive into, man, this tied closely to Spider-Man. In my opinion, I think they're going to somehow interconnect in some sort of way. Who knows? But Daredevil season two begins tonight. Now, I know there's people out there that got a chance to see it early, man. I'm so damn jealous because I tell you what, man, I'm too excited for Daredevil. Daredevil is my favorite Marvel character. I'm too pumped for season two. Season one started out kind of weird, in my opinion. Like I said, it was kind of pieced together. Like I think they even had the writers talk about, oh, this was a Frankenstein creation. Just a bunch of different pieces put together. However, you know, this this show is something I'm really excited for, and it comes out tonight, about 4 hours from now. So I'm pretty pumped for what season two is going to bring. We got Jessica Jones coming back. We're probably going to get some more defenders. I'm assuming Iron Fist shows up in some capacity maybe towards the end. We already know season three is coming. This is the end. This is supposed to be the end of the fifth story for Daredevil. Probably going to be diving into the Hand, which of course plays in the Brand New Day. Just saying. Uh so really, really cool stuff. So Daredevil season two actually released us its episodes dates. So we have the schedule and episode titles revealed for each episode. So we are getting a total of 8 episodes for this season. So I think there was 9 in the previous season, if I'm not mistaken. But let's check this out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it up on the screen. So we see here we got New York, and it's got Daredevil. He's wanted there. Season 2, 6 p.m. March 24th. That's going to be called The Northern Star. And then the 31st of March, we got 2 episodes. That's dope. Which is Shoot the Moon, and then The Scales and the Sword. And then April 7th, which is going to be called Gloves Off. And then April 14th, which is going to be The Grand Design. 21st is going to be Requiem. And then April 28th, we got The Hateful Darkness. And then number 5, we got The Southern Cross. So pretty interesting there. And then of course, which is going to dive into what I'm going to talk about next is May 12th. Not only not only we're on May 12th, we're going to get The Punisher, which is going to be called One Last Kill. So I'm going to talk about that next, but so we got all 8 episodes. We got the schedule release there. Quite interesting to see. Um, you know, I don't know what any of those names mean. To be honest with you, I'm not sure what any of those names mean, and how to connect, to maybe what's going to happen. However, it doesn't look like they're taking a break at all. I'm actually surprised we're not going to get two episodes tonight. Instead, we're going to get them next week. So pretty interesting there. But man, I'm pretty pumped. So like I said, Daredevil season two, the schedule there kind of goes into what I was going to talk about next, which is the Punisher special. So, you know, if you're a fan of Daredevil, you all know Punisher is a huge part of Daredevil, but Punisher, another one of my favorite characters growing up. I mean, the guy is just a badass through and through. I was first introduced to him. In the Spider-Man cartoon when I was a kid, and then seeing the Punisher come along, as time went on, man, it was super cool. Punisher is a G, man. So, and John Berthenol has embodied the Punisher so well. Well, we're getting a what is going to be an MCU presentation special, similar to what they did with Werewolves by Night, where it was like 45 minutes. We're getting just straight, the black and white story, and that's it. It's a mini movie, right? Well, same thing is going on with Punisher here. So May 12th, which is a week after Daredevil's season finale, we're actually getting Punisher, which is going to be called One Last Kill. It's going to be a special presentation putting highlight on Frank, and so you can see the poster here down below. Man, straight up tough, man. This is super tough. Look at that. Yeah, gritty, gritty. He escaped at the end of season one. From what I've been reading, he is not going to be in season two. However, I'm assuming that this presentation is going to explain why, right? Or there may be some hints at what they're going to do. Why Frank is not available to assist them in this team up here. So man, I'm stoked for it. Just absolutely stoked for what they're gonna do here with this Punisher One Last Kill. Not sure what it's gonna be about. We already know that because since they tied in him as Punisher, we all know they already did the story with Jigsaw. So that's done. Jigsaw's dead. However, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know how they're gonna do it because it's kind of like a rebirth, retool type of deal. Punish the Daredevil, they kind of were going to go something newer with the same kind of people, but they decided to just tie that in. That's canon. Like, and so that's smart. That's smart to do that. So, man, what do you guys think it is down below, man? Are you guys pumped for Daredevil season 2 like I am? Are you pumped for this little presentation that they're going to do for Punisher? Hell, I know I am. So, let me know what you guys think down below there. So, next thing that I want to dive into, and it's going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about on this video here. Talked about a few different things. I discussed the Moana trailer, which looks like dog shit. We also saw a couple photos for Highlander, and then we got a couple Marvel news here. Well, the last thing I'm going to dive into, and I think I'll be honest with you, I think this threw everybody for a little spin here. That we were introduced to a series earlier this year called Wonder Man. And Wonder Man, surprisingly enough, guys, was really good, man. Was actually a really good series for what we got, and it was a great display of acting, of course, by the main guy's name. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but then also Ben Kingsley. The story it played out really well. The episodes weren't too long. Episodes weren't too short. It all intertwined very well. And then the little episode that we had with the doorman, that was great. So I really enjoyed this season, and it was only supposed to be a limited series. And well, here he's another mutant that was introduced here. So but Marvel decided, you know what, this show did great, we're actually going to go ahead and renew it for season 2. So this actually comes here, an article from Comic Book Movie News. I usually like to go to them, man. They keep it short, keep it simple. But you can find this article pretty much anywhere: Deadline, Hollywood Reporter. But Yeah, it says Wonder Man officially renewed for season two. Marvel releases actually the first poster for it. So you can actually look right here. I'll go ahead and I'm going to zoom in here, guys. But you see Wonder Man season two says co-created by Daniel Destin Cretton and Andrew Guest. Or it has Trevor Slately and Simon Williams. So it's really interesting to see. I'm curious what it's going to be about. It looks like he's a fugitive. They're on the run. That would be a cool way to really keep it going, I think, in a way, because their relationship is so cool and their friendship and how it's developed, even despite the betrayal on Ben Kingsley's part, but they've grown to be really really good friends. And complement each other very, very well. So it's really interesting to see what they're going to do because he actually was a full Wonder Man gear, dope as hell to see, and he escaped his buddy out of prison. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with season two. I would love to see a season two with them on the run, maybe. Star on the run, with another. It would be really, really cool to see how they do it. But I thought that it was very well done. Daniel Dustin Cretton, who's going to be directing the newest Spider-Man movie, who did Shang-Chi. I thought he did a great job as well with Andrew Guest. They done a great job with this series here, and it was entertaining. It wasn't really a dull moment, and the story was well crafted. So really good shit on their part. So I'm excited for Wonder Man season two. So Marvel's really starting to do their thing, man. Just kind of just talk about an MCU in a whole here, but Marvel is really starting to they're starting to kind of get it together. Yeah, no, one finally, right? After Endgame, man, it was a little convoluted with just all the different stuff. There wasn't really any direction. We're gonna go the Kang route, and then this multiverse of saga, and then all of a sudden the whole thing with Jonathan Majors, and then we're gonna reshift it because it really wasn't working. It wasn't necessarily a Jonathan Majors thing. I think that they used that as a way to shift, and we're gonna go with Doctor Doom, and then they were gonna bring back Robert Downey Jr. We're gonna have this multiverse saga concluded, and it was kind of a mess, man. And we were like, okay. And then last year we ended up getting Thunderbolts, which was actually a surprise, I think, for some folks. It actually was a pretty good movie. And then we ended up getting Fantastic Four, which I did enjoy, but I did not enjoy it as much the second time I watched it. So take that as what you will. But now, we also this year so far, we got Wonder Man, which has been a huge success. We're also going to get Daredevil, which looking to be rocking, and from early reviews and people who've seen it, man, they said it is rocking. And we got Spider Man, which is coming out here soon, which looks, come on, I can't talk about it enough, right? And then we also got um, Doomsday at the end of the year, which is supposed to conclude everything. It's supposed to be the biggest and most spectacle comic book movie ever made. So it's a quite decent run here for Marvel, or it could be. You know, this year could definitely be a huge win for Marvel. But guys, that is it today. That's all I got on my books, man. Definitely tune in, man, from time to time and check me out. I talk about movies, TV shows, if you haven't noticed, and I also definitely do reactions. So I like to do live reactions. I don't watch them beforehand. I straight watch them with you all. Also do movie reviews, TV show reviews, guys. So definitely check me out, man, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like this video if you can, man. But until next time, man, I appreciate all the love, and I'll see y'all then.